Plenty of people go skydiving, including former President George Herbert Walker Bush, who celebrated his 90th birthday jumping out of a plane. Although not so many go skydiving who are also receiving a disability pension from the NYPD. John Shumo has the story. John, what do you got?
Yeah, Bill, State Senator Marty Golden went skydiving for the first time in his life last week. That in and of itself wouldn't be a front page news, even on a very, very slow news day. But that's what happened. The Republican from Brooklyn is also a former New York City police officer who reportedly gets a generous disability pension on the taxpayer's dime. That's why this is news. The 67-year-old was at Skydive Long Island in Suffolk County taking part in a fundraiser for veterans. To give you some context on the day, there is no attempt to hide what he is doing. Senator Golden addresses a camera and the crowd at this Skydive for Vets event. He's then all smiles during his jump, no apparent health issues. But the senator has a bum knee. He's been paid more than $1 million in tax-free pension money since 1983. That's when then Officer Golden was hit by a car while making an arrest. The Daily News reports he collects $2,777 every month. The paper's been chronicling former city employees who are out on disability but remain physically active. A cop who hurt his knee but now runs races, another who hurt a shoulder but is now a bodybuilder. In a statement, Golden spokesperson John Quaglione dismissed those comparisons. He wrote Senator Golden skydived to support our veterans in tandem with an instructor, and his landing was of no impact to his leg. Bill, for his part, Senator Golden added, who knew that fundraising for veterans would attract so much attention? He has no regrets helping to raise some $5,000 for the nonprofit Road Home Foundation. It helps vets transition back to civilian life. Bill?
Thank you, John. All right, let's bring in our A-plus panel to break this down. We're joined by immigration attorney Afia Yunus. Always good to see you, Afia.
You too, Bill.
Matt Rooney is here. He is the publisher of the Save Jersey blog and an attorney. Good to see you, Matt. And Peter Brown back with us. He's a Democratic councilman in Linden. Peter, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
As part of your job in the municipality, you're working with the cops. I see nothing wrong with this. I think it's the Daily News doing a hit piece on a cop. I mean, you know, you could argue that President Bush at 90 years old couldn't perform the duties of a cop, but he could jump out of a plane. What's the big deal?
I think the outrage, and I would too if I first heard the story, is that you have someone who's collecting disability, who's out skydiving, you know, that's collecting taxpayer funds. And so something like this needs to be looked at carefully before we make judgments. What I do think is that down the road, when people go out on disabilities, there should be some type of check and balances where annual reviews or reviews are done every once in a while.
Matt, is this about this hit piece from the Daily News, or is this about the pension system overall? Why is anybody collecting $1 million?
Well, right. I mean, I think there's a lot of general frustration with how much money people in government get to do, frankly, nothing. And I think the state senator made things a lot worse by coming out and kind of wrapping himself in the flag and saying, how dare you question me because I was doing something for veterans? A lot of people could say, hey, why don't you give back some of that money you've been getting since the 80s and donate that to veterans?
So I don't see anything wrong here either. I think people need to stop just consuming headlines and actually see what happened. He had a knee injury, which was not going to be compromised in the skydiving, and he was doing it for a good cause.
But I'm sure we could use his talents in another way.
But they shouldn't be a police officer. And police officers are public servants. They're putting their lives on the line for us every day.